breaking news, y'all. Oh, this is hilarious. Iran said to Trump and his administration, we're not going to do any negotiation. We'll only talk to Barack Obama. They said we want to talk to Barack Obama for negotiations or nothing. And Trump is mad as fuck right now because Iran respects Obama. Obama is the OG. Iran said we want to negotiate only with Obama, not you. Wow, y'all. Obama, get yours, man.
Come on, y'all. I thought this was fake. Iran said they only going to negotiate with the GOAT, the greatest of all time. They only going to negotiate with Obama. What the hell? Come on, y'all. It's crazy, right?
Trump forgot Obama was president?
Do you think President Xi is a dictator? No, but I think that President Biden was an incompetent president. He gave us the Iran nuclear deal, which allowed Iran to have a nuclear weapon within a matter of years.
The Iran nuclear deal was signed during Barack Obama's second term, when Joe Biden was vice president, but not president. And Obama lives rent-free in that man's head. How could he possibly forget? But did he actually answer the question?
But do you think President Xi is a dictator or not? I don't think about it. Right. He's the ruler. He's the president of China. I don't think about it.
Yet another thing Donald Trump does not think about. He went on to say, you have to deal with what you've got. And President Xi loves his country and he's a very smart man and he respects him. And we have to deal with what we have here in the United States now, don't we? Yes, we do. This man is the one with the codes to the nukes. I want you to remember that every single day. And the media is not highlighting his flaws, his inability, and his unfitness for the role the way they did every time Joe Biden mispronounced a freaking word.
So the most important issue right now is the question of trust. We cannot trust Americans at all. So everything should be exact. Everything should be defined very clearly before we can conclude a deal. And it is obvious that those things they have not been able to achieve militarily, they cannot achieve on negotiation table unless there is a win-win solution achieved. So the current negotiation is suffering from the lack of trust. Or another problem is as I said, contradictory messages, which has made us reluctant about the real intentions of Americans in these negotiations. We are in doubt about their seriousness, but the moment we feel that they are serious and they are ready for a fair and balanced deal, we certainly proceed in the course of negotiations.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
We pulled it off without firing a missile. We got 97% of their enriched uranium out. They were able to maintain a modest civilian nuclear program for energy. And
so you think it was working?
Well, not only did I think it was working, even Israeli intelligence thought it was working. Even our intelligence services thought it was
working. People in Iran are choosing, and they want to talk to Barack Obama instead of Donald Trump. They are saying that there is no way they can talk to someone who killed their leader, Ayatollah. So they are furious and they want to talk to Barack Obama. They think that Barack Obama is the better president and they want him to come back.
Trump tried to bring Iran to the table to make a deal. They said, hell no, we don't trust you. We already know how you do. You coming to dominate. But they talked to Obama and they made a deal with Obama. Trump is pissed, to say the least. This is so historic. Man, I'll let y'all know what I hear.
I want to respond to something that Barack Obama said regarding Iran. He goes, "We did it without firing a shot." It's like, no, you didn't. You funded terrorism over there, and a lot of shots were fired actually. So no, you're way off.
And y'all know they're going to say he didn't say it because they get amnesia. But I'm here to tell you that he said it and he meant it. Okay, a reporter asked him. She asked that walking bag of undercooked hot dogs that's occupying the White House. When you're in negotiations with Iran, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal? And he looked dead at her and said, not even a little bit. The only thing I'm concerned about is that Iran can't have nuclear weapons. I don't even think about the Americans' financial situation. Do you hear me? That's what he said. You don't even cross his mind, okay? You went out and voted for him 3 times. You don't even cross his mind. As the leader of America, he said, I don't even think about Americans' financial situations. Only thing I want is for Iran not to have a nuclear weapon.
Back when Obama was president, he said there were 2 options for dealing with Iran. One was war. The other was this international agreement aimed at limiting Iran's nuclear program. Not many people were interested in another war considering the debacles in Iraq and Afghanistan. But Republicans and Trump said there was a better option. If you would just put them in power, they would negotiate a better deal, not only to eliminate the Iranian nuclear threat, but also to deal with their ballistic missile program and their regional proxies. Trump repeatedly and profoundly declared that with his unique negotiating skills, this deal would be easy to reach. But now, more than a year into his second term, there is no deal, and we are at war with Iran. So, I guess Obama was right.
Hey, did you see this? That's right. The great negotiator is just undoing and redoing what Obama did. And is also pretending that reopening the strait, which was open 6 weeks ago, is some kind of victory. Okay, all right.
This is what Barack Obama said about the agreement that they had with Iran regarding nuclear weapons. We pulled it off without firing a missile. We got 97% of their enriched uranium out. They were able to maintain a modest civilian nuclear program for energy. There's no dispute that it worked, and it didn't have to kill a whole bunch of people or shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Nope, and Trump ripped the agreement up, okay? The vile human needs to go away. We need to 86-47, and get rid of that criminal in the White House.
So Iran just tweeted out that they will only negotiate with Obama. Yeah, they said, sorry, we're holding out for the GOAT. Yeah, we're not talking to you. We were going to wait for President Obama, the greatest president of all time. We ain't fucking with you, but we're chilling here by the Strait of Hormuz until you send in the varsity team. We will only negotiate with Obama. Oh my, Trump's head is going to explode. He's... I'm sorry. Oh my God. Trump, there will be ketchup, french fries, and cheeseburgers hitting every wall of the White House tonight because Iran is straight trolling Trumpy McDupper pants. He's... Wiper, clean up on the aisle, Oval Office. Yeah, he got a big load right now after this one. Yeah, Iran is trolling Trump. They said they're only going to negotiate with Barack Obama. Fucking genius.
So Wigs R Us is giving Iran 48 hours to open the Strait of Hormuz or he's going to rain hell on them. I'm sorry, bruh. They've been raining hell on us from the ground, okay? They've been knocking down all our damn airplanes. We still ain't found old boy. And then they said, we're going to pay y'all $60,000 to go bring him back to us alive. And he lied when he said that we control their airspace. We don't control shit. And you think Iran is going to accept that 15-point plan that you have to put them back under control? I'm going to say this like this. Iran is going to make another Lego movie. They're going to troll Wigs R Us. But I want to add to that, Iran, if you're listening to me, if somebody can get this message to Iran, ask for a ceasefire deal, but only if Barack Hussein Obama and Kamala Harris are the ones to negotiate that shit. I guarantee you this man will flip a wig and probably have a heart attack. And you know what? I think I'm okay with that because another service member has been lost to this damn war. We've lost billions of dollars worth of airplanes. Gas is still high. A bitch paid $3.89 in Georgia. Inflation is high. Work is low. He wants $1 trillion to continue this war. He's going to cut everything from us. We're going to be out here butt ass naked. So ask for Barack and Kamala. Make him flip his fucking wig.
All right, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Trump, but credit where credit is due, because I just read through the terms of the new agreement with Iran, and it is a massive win for the United States. First, he got them to give up 11 tons of enriched uranium. That's 98% of their supply. They agreed to dismantle 13,000 centrifuges used to enrich nuclear material, and they agreed to cap the purity level of the little enriched uranium they still produce at 3.67%, which is 1/30th the level you'd need to make a bomb. And to ensure they don't go off the rails, they agreed to allow independent inspectors who conduct on-site inspections of all of their nuclear sites, including undisclosed locations we discovered through surveillance. On top of that, the Strait of Hormuz stays open and Iran gets no additional cut of oil that flows through it. Wait, hang on a sec. Shit, you guys, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Those were the exact terms of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, also known as the Iran nuclear deal signed by President Obama. That deal was so thorough and so well executed that in every single one of the more than a dozen independent inspections, Iran was fully compliant, including all of the inspections conducted by Donald Trump's own State Department. And on top of that, Obama's deal took this straight off the table as leverage, because in exchange for giving up their nuclear weapons program, they got relief from sanctions on oil sales. So closing this strait would have hurt them just as much as anyone else. But Trump tore up the deal anyway, because just like with the Affordable Care Act, any policy that proves Obama was 1,000 times the president Trump will ever be is an unacceptable living reminder of Donald Trump's incompetence and inadequacy, because there is nothing Trump hates more than a mirror that tells the truth about his reflection. A Velveeta Cheeto who is somehow simultaneously both twice the man and half the man that Obama continues to be. So with the deal torn up, within a year Iran had enough enriched uranium to be a problem, so sanctions were reimposed and the strait was turned back into a hostage. But because Donald Trump can't make a deal durable enough to serve as President Obama's toilet paper, he'd painted himself into a corner and had no choice but to turn to the military to try and bury the problems he couldn't solve with a pen.
We pulled off, without firing a missile, we got 97% of their enriched uranium out. They were able to maintain a modest civilian nuclear program for energy. There's no dispute that it worked, and we didn't have to kill a whole bunch of people or shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Barack Obama.
What? Look at this. He is still calling out Obama. He still has Obama on his mind. Greatest sucker of them all, Trump calls. This is all about the fact that he cannot get the Obama deal with Iran. That's what this is all about. This is why he's complaining. This is why it's all because he can't get the Obama deal. So yeah, he hasn't been president in years and years and years and years and still calling him out. But that's what this is all about. I want you to understand this whole war thing. Trump cannot stop the war unless he gets a better deal than Obama had. And Iran is not offering that. So this right here is why he's going absolutely nuts. This is why he's going crazy. This is keeping him up at night. He can't get the deal Obama got years ago. Let me know what you think in the comments and like and follow for more.
Are you suggesting that Obama's leadership on Iran was better? Because under President Obama, there were 14 wire transfers to a... Hold on. There were 14 wire transfers to a Swiss account linked to Hezbollah between 2014 and 2016. That was a total of $1.7 billion. The same $1.7 billion he told Congress was frozen Iranian assets. Now, there was a back channel to Tehran through Valerie Jarrett, active for 2012 to 2024. This was after he left office. So, it was almost like a shadow government. He also sent pellets of cash in a plane to Iran. Now, why would you send money to Iran knowing that they are building a nuclear weapon and they are the leading sponsor of terrorism?
Barack Obama was a great statesman who left America much safer. I wouldn't put Donald Trump in the same paragraph.
President Trump is in China, but not in the condition he wanted to be. Instead of landing in Beijing, wielding America's military and intelligence might by just winning a war, he's there with a rickety ceasefire and an enemy that has shown the world and China that America might not be so invincible. New MS Now reporting further reveals that vulnerability. A U.S. official says U.S. intelligence indicates that 90% of Iran's launch sites in the Strait of Hormuz survived U.S. strikes, and 70% of its missile stockpile and mobile launchers are still accessible. This is not what Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, have been saying. They have been insisting that Iran has been militarily defeated. But that U.S. intelligence is no doubt something the Chinese also have themselves, which means President Xi is potentially recalculating China's leverage in this relationship, as the war has shown $29 billion and counting. Not enough to keep a broken rogue regime under control. It is a failure that even U.S. lawmakers appear stunned by.
Could you explain to the American people why, with the vast investment we've made in national defense and military, how Iran, after they've been attacked by us, is still capable of stopping the traffic in the Straits of Hormuz?
Well, sure, it's a complex situation out there with a lot of different small boats that are out there and other capabilities. I would encourage them to think wisely about their next moves and to take the opportunity to open the straits. They have that choice to make.
They certainly do. I guess the question in my mind is, as we talk about trillion-dollar-plus budgets for our military, it appears that a very small budget is holding us hostage in the Straits of Hormuz.
Senator Dick Durbin right there referencing the $1.5 trillion the Pentagon is now asking for in its next budget. Will that money be used wisely, strategically? And how can anyone be confident of that when President Trump is commander-in-chief, a man who believes in the singularity of his own decision-making, a man who apparently can't take questions about those decisions, as evidenced by his reaction to people who doubt the wisdom of this war, which, by the way, is coming from everywhere. The American people, including MAGA voices, foreign affairs experts, economists, military analysts, former generals, allies, and yes, the media. But Donald Trump says this, quote, when the fake news says the Iranian enemy is doing well militarily against us, it's virtual treason. Treason's capitalized there. They are aiding and abetting the enemy, he says. These are American cowards that are rooting against our country.
Tell me what you think down in the comment. Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks. See you in the next video.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.